Perfect.
What's up? We have some new open source at Xata, and I'm really excited to tell you all about it. You see, for us, we're really committed to providing like the best developer and user experience we can. And part of that is understanding our users, is understanding what they like, what they don't like, if we want to give them the best. And so for us, feedback is really important. And as much as we love textual feedback, we believe in rich feedback. We think rich feedback can be a lot more valuable. And by this, I mean, of course, screenshots is a good example. And so we've created an open source library that allows a user to capture a screenshot of whatever context they're in, that can then be included in a feedback form or similar. This is cool because it literally like captures their tab or their screen, and this works even if they're behind some type of authenticated paywall, behind some kind of authenticated page. And I'd love to show you that now. So if you come with me to the laptop, let's create a new app. Let's just create like a Remix app. I've been getting into Remix lately. So if we go to remix.new, this will give us a new Remix app, and it'll kind of install dependencies and do all the things. It's given us a folder structure as well. So if we go to like app and routes, we should kind of see this page, the index page here. And what I want to do is install the screenshot library and use it. And how we'll do that is we'll open up this and do npm install at Xata/screenshot, except it's at Xata.io. And that's going to install. While that installs, we can maybe zhuzh up the UI a little bit. So let's go find a GIF, just for fun. I like this one. We can use some Momoa. So we'll share, copy, and I'll just add it like here. So img alt, we love you, src is that. Does it work? Okay, that's nice, I'm into it. So now let's add a screenshot button to capture a screenshot of this. So I'll add a little button, say take a screenshot. And then maybe let's add a little div here or section. We'll close that out, and the section will tell us what our screenshot looks like and then show it to us as an image. So we'll say, in a paragraph, your screenshot is, and we'll do screenshot, and another paragraph, or as an image, and then we'll do an image, img alt screenshot, source is screenshot. Okay, maybe we should give it a little border. Yeah, let's do that too. Div style, padding 16, border 1px solid, EE. Yeah, something like that. Just a little container. How does it look? It's going to give us an error because screenshot is not defined, right? So let's define it. We'll just keep it in state. So we'll say screenshot set screenshot. Use state. Empty string for now. How does that look? Is it going to rebuild? Let's just manually reload. That looks all right, except it's a bit broken. So what we'll do is we'll only conditionally render this. We'll say screenshot and end. And now that's great. That's fantastic. That's exactly what I want. Okay, so now we need to make it actually take a screenshot. For that, we'll use the library. So how we'll do it is we'll do a function. We'll call a function, I don't know, like do it. And we'll do a couple things. First, we'll check if the API we're using is supported in the browser. And only if it is, we'll take a screenshot. So if not, check if browser supported, meaning if it's not supported, then we'll throw an error. Can't, because it's not supported, right? But if it is supported, then we'll take a screenshot. So we'll do take screenshot, and this returns a promise. So we'll set screenshot with its return. So whenever it's ready, it'll just set it in state, and we're good. Does it work? It cannot find. Yeah, we're importing some wacky thingamabob. Let's fix our imports here. So we'll take both of these from here. Sometimes VS Code be like that. Okay, save, reload, fantastic. Now we'll open this in a new window because iframe screenshots can be a bit sketchy. So we'll do this, and we'll take a screenshot. And when I do that, what's going to happen is nothing, because I haven't assigned my button to do it. So on click, we'll say do it. Save. All right, now if I click the button, so it's asking me what do I want to share? Is it this tab? Is it another tab? Is it another window, or is it my entire screen? I have a choice, and this is native browser behavior. We didn't implement this. I'll choose this tab, and I'll click share. And just like that, it says your screenshot is this as a string, or as an image this. I can open it in a new tab if I want, and I can copy and paste this URL to anyone I want. And that's how we can get rich screenshots of wherever a user is. And you know, it's ready, it's open source, it's free, you can look at it on GitHub, you can npm install it, go nuts. It's a very simple promise-based workflow as well. And we're hoping the developer experience of this is as smooth as we want it to be, and is as smooth as we want all of our things to be. Now, if you're interested in the technical details, we'll go into that now. But if you want to just pause the video, go npm install this, feel free, I'll still be here. For the technical part, how this works is it uses a native web platform API called the media devices set of APIs. And it's really important to mention this isn't just for React, right? You can use this in Svelte, in Vue. This is like framework agnostic because it just uses the underlying web platform. But if we look at the media devices API, so this thing here, it's got a bunch of different methods on it, and we use get display media. And that is exactly what it sounds like. It gets the media from the display. And how it works, let's look at the source code of our thing actually, xata.io screenshot. If we look at the source code, what's happening here isn't actually very complex. We have a function called take_screenshot, and it has some configuration options, including the possibility to have a sound effect, like a camera click. But what it does is it calls get display media, and then it waits for the current tab to be in focus, because of course you want to focus what you want to take a screenshot of. And once it's ready, it creates a video element in memory, a HTML video element. It kind of mounts it in the DOM, but without anybody noticing, because we need to take a picture of this thing. And then what it does is it also sets the user's device media stream to the source of this video. So now we have like a video feed of someone's screen, okay? It plays the click sound, and it waits for this video frame to be painted onto a new canvas element that we create. And as soon as the frame is on a canvas, we can then serialize the canvas to a base64 encoded data URL, which we'd return to the user. That's the flow. And as you can see, it works quite well for our use cases. It also works across all of Xata's things. Lastly, I just want to show you how we use it. I'll show you one place we use it. This is not everywhere we use it. We use it in a bunch of places, and it does add a ton of value. I want to shout out Rich Corbridge specifically for using this and giving us tons of good feedback. So let me show you how we use it. So we go to docs.xata.io. This is our documentation site. It's public. Our product is still a private beta, but you can poke around if you want. And say, for example, I go to, I don't know, best practices, and something doesn't make sense here. So I click on feedback, and I say something doesn't make sense here. Include a screenshot. Okay, this page, share. Do you hear that? And just like that, and if I click send, that's going to then create an issue on the repo with a screenshot that I will read and fix. This is one way we're keeping both our ears open, because, well, listening is everything. And we really hope to provide the best developer experience by listening and attending to our users. That's been it. Thanks so much for watching. What thoughts do you have? Let us know. Comment in this video or at me on Twitter at @TejasKumar_ or at Xatabase. But for now, thanks for watching. We'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.